Let's talk about today's issue. Maybe not an issue, but today's something that is something that's kind of near and dear to my heart because I like to think that I'm pretty good at this next one. It's called timing, okay? You know what they say. Timing is everything. Well, how important is timing when it comes to announcing? Timing is very important. First off, filling time, okay? Now, some of the biggest events I work, from X Games to the Olympics to U.S. snowboarding, U.S. free skiing, you got time. Some things just go wrong. Something could go wrong. Maybe some equipment malfunctions. Maybe the scoring data doesn't work, or one of the judges is stuck in the bathroom, or he can't get out there. Timing, you got to fill the time. And how do you fill the time when it comes to timing? Well, for one, knowing the sport, knowing what you're doing, knowing everything about it, because filling time is one of the things that can set you apart from the guy who's trying to become that next announcer. And I'll tell you, filling time is important. All right? It's very important. And if you know exactly what you're talking about and you have stuff on the back burner, so we're talking material. Now, here's the thing. I'll write down so much material going into an event, and I'll have all this material down, right? Well, sometimes I don't get to all my material, and that's a good thing. You should basically always have material left when you're done with an event, because extra material gets brought out when there's something going wrong and you have to fill time. So that's filling time with having material. So if you have enough material in your arsenal, or ammunition, if I like to call it, that's how you fill time. Sponsorship, storytelling, okay. So maybe there's an athlete going into this competition who's had a rough go, hurt his back a year ago, he's coming back, he's struggling, then he hurt his knee, then he hurt his wrist, and he's back in competition healthy for the first time. That's telling a story. That's telling a story, and that fills time, all right? Sponsorship, look, I've talked about it. It's no secret. A lot of these athletes make their money from their sponsorship. So knowing their sponsors and being able to tie that in with some storytelling as well, that helps you right there. That's huge. That's a lot to do with the timing side of things to begin with. All right, competition holds, we talk about that. Injuries, technical difficulties, all those are opportunities for you to fill that time. And then here, another one of those things, sometimes, let's say the scoring completely goes out. It's done. You can't even get the scoring back up. You're in a long hold. I've been in situations where we've had 20-minute holds with no competition, and you're the one entertaining that crowd. That is where you got to keep your energy going, and then you build the energy when you're getting close. So if you're announcing and you know it's been about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe you can get word from one of your directors like, hey, we're going to be back up in about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you know that's your time to build the energy back to the competition after a long hold. And I talked about storytelling. I tell you, one of the best guys in all of the industry at storytelling. I've talked about him before. Look, I look up to this man, Vin Scully, a broadcaster for the Dodgers for so many years. This guy can tell a story, something like, and this next guy is from Chicago, grew up in a single family home. Strike one to the batter. He grew up and he had to deliver milk 10 miles in the snow. Strike two to the batter, to just get his job done. That's ball one, 1 and 2. He can not only announce the event, but he can tell you a story in the middle of it. And I'm not expecting like someone to come into announcing and know how to do that right off the bat, because that's not easy to do, to be able to actually announce what you're doing and tell a story at the same time. But Vin Scully is one of those guys, when it comes down to it, who is like no other. He is a storytelling master and keeping the energy flow going and keeping the competition on point as well. So when it comes to timing, what have we learned? Filling time. How important is it to fill time? Have material. Be ready to go. Competition holds. Once again, you get those competition holds. What are you going to do? Play a game? Do something, whatever? One time, I even did my own Twitter and said, all right, I'll tell you what. First guy to tweet me who they think is going to win, I'll read it over the air. And then all of a sudden, I started getting tweets all over the place. And then I made it a game and said, you predict the winner, tweet me today, see? So that was a competition hold, filling time, see? That's how those work. Building energy after a long hold. Man, do you got to build that energy back. There is nothing worse than coming out of 20 minutes of a hold, and then you're trying to get the energy back up. You ramp up, you know you're coming back. That's how you get it back in there. and technical problems, know how to deal with them. Once again, material, material, material. I don't care if you prepped all night long, you have 5 pages of material and 3 of them you didn't go through, you were ready for if anything happened. Anything happened, you were ready for competition holds like that. So that's when we talk about timing, how important timing is. I'm Brad J. That's Tame Your Talent, broadcasting to podcasting, online announcer training at its finest.